as Sri Lakshmi disembodies, I will say, which could also happen during trauma, right? Right? We disembody. We take leave because we're not respected. So at this, Vishnu, her consort, the sustainer of the world, the preserver, is like, oh my gosh, because when Sri Lakshmi goes away, the food molds, the flowers wilt, right? People are speaking really negatively to each other. There's war. The waters are polluted. Can't drink the waters. We can't smell the air. We can't breathe. Does it sound familiar? I'm like, oh my gosh, the Puranas are amazing because they tell us of our times. And the crucial, the uprising of the feminine is, of course, our connection to nature. We cannot, I remember when I was a kid, my dad would throw these Coca-Cola bottles off our boat. And I remember as a kid thinking, that doesn't seem right. Like we just dump our trash into the beautiful lake water. Now it's been cleaned up, but we know that this is an issue. And it's an issue of not being awake. Right? So in this myth, Vishnu has this ability to shapeshift. And one of the things he can do is become a tortoise, right? So at the base of this mountain, you can't see it in this image, is the tortoise or korma, right? We have Mount Meru, we've got the tortoise at the bottom, and then we've got these, team of sort of dark energies on this side, and then the lighter energies on the other side, including Lord Ganesha there at the end. And they start to churn in what they call the Milky Ocean because they know that without Shri, the world will not survive. We will not survive if we don't bring the feminine to the surface. And so, I'm telling it mythically, but then, what does it mean for each of us to ignite that inside of us? And this is where initiatory practice comes in. So they churn for some time. And one of the important things is we see out of Vasuki's head, we see this black smoke rise. And the black smoke is in each of us, right? We've got these hidden karmas and detrimental memories that you might not even be aware of, or you are aware. Like I did have trauma here or there. I wonder if it's connected to that. My teacher, Paul, is always like, you don't have to know what it is. Just know every time you meditate, that is a little bit of that is being released. A little bit of that is being released. And you're getting brighter every time you sit. So I'm just going to interject here because when I think of things, I'm like, oh, I just got to tell them this. So prior to this Neelakantha meditation practice, I was dabbling in meditation for years. It was like I was the weekend warrior. Anyone a weekend warrior? And then I met Paul and he was like, oh, no, this is daily regularity. It is a daily regular practice that is going to accelerate the awakening. So, for most of us, again, unless you're like Anandamai, right? Or others that have had spontaneous awakening or came into the world awakened, most of us need sadhana. So the daily regularity of practice will raise the vibratory rate. So again, they're churning here and the black smoke rises, and that black smoke is really representing purification. So that's why I said the other night, beautiful tears is purification. It's a really good sign that the practices are working on us. And it can be really difficult. You're longing for something in your life and you can't have it. Or I know for me, it's just completely letting go. Paul said the other day, let go as fast as you can. Just let go. So anything that we're still grasping, and that could be, you can have hidden cords and binds to people and situations, past lives that you're not really aware of, but it's dragging your energy. It's like an anchor on your body, on your mind, on your heart. And if we don't release this, we're not really that clear channel that we want to be. We feel weighted. We actually feel a weight. I have personal experience with that one. I hold on to so many people in my life. And even when sort of it's, it just isn't in flow anymore. I've had to really learn to let go. I'm still in the process of learning how to let go. So even while I've been here, daily regularity of meditation practice, 4:30 in the morning, I'm up doing my practice. And then some of you know, I slip away and do my afternoon practice. This practice is suggested in the morning and in the afternoon because it's for the householder path. So it's meant to bring in your dinner time with family and friends, children, in the most auspicious way, that you're cooking your food after you meditate. Now, that doesn't always happen. Last night I meditated I did a brief meditation at like 9:30. So not ideal. So I also want to mention that there are all these crazy things coming out of this, right? Like a Pegasus with wings. I don't know if you can see all these sort of nymph-like energies, a white albino elephant. All of this is starting to come up out of the central channel, which is really your gifts and talents and capacities getting stronger. Who wants that? Don't you want to be fulfilled in life? Don't you want to be fulfilled? I remember when my teacher said that, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I want fulfillment. What does fulfillment mean? I think it means that we're doing our work in the world, and we're healing ourselves, but we're also helping others, right? If I just sat up here and no one was here, it would be like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? Maybe I'd have to seek out another Dharma, or another Dharma would have to seek me out. That's the other thing, is like, I don't know how I got here. It was the hand of grace. The hand of grace. When I look back, I had to do this exercise for in meditation practice of, how did I arrive to this point? This is when I started with Paul. And it was unbelievable, all the synchronicity and all the little signs that were there the entire time that I hadn't really seen, especially the image of Shiva Nataraja. He's in my birth chart. And then I found myself in Chidambaram, where, Shiva dances, and ginormous image of Shiva. And then, meeting my teacher, Douglas, all the Shakti, and then Paul. I'm also initiated into some of these mantras that we have been receiving from these beautiful women. So also then, of course, eventually we get Sri Laxmi. You see, she's rising up the central channel, right? And eventually after that, we get that beautiful pot of Amrita.